So this is Assassin's Creed Remastered. I'm going to do the main Assassin's Creed single player. I'm not going to do Tyranny of King Washington until after I beat the first one. And I'm mainly doing this because this is Thanksgiving week and I'm going to enjoy this during Thanksgiving week because one, Thanksgiving was something that was part of the American culture in the 17th century. But it didn't become something that was a national celebrated thing until the 18th century. Which which is this game is based on the 18th century. Which is I'm drinking a cup of coffee right here. I mean not coffee, hot chocolate. You might hear huge gulps, which is uh, every now and again. Um, you won't hear it because this video is not going to be made for me to talk once I start playing. This is for me just to play itself. And that's all there is to it. I already set up the settings, started the video, and the only thing I need to increase now is to increase the volume. Um, the American Revolution started during this period, and United States Marine Corps was first invented during this period, and it was 1776. The Marine Corps was first found. Our U.S. Marines. Our military was also founded during this period as well. So even though the Pilgrims came over in the 17th century, America really wasn't America until the 18th century. Um, it was building during the 17th century, but it didn't really become a nation until the 18th century. And it didn't really become an institution as a whole until the 19th century. So even though many things were institutionalized in the 18th century, legally, many other things were institutionalized primarily in the 19th century. So America wasn't really 100% America until the 19th century. But you could basically say America was 100% America in the 18th century because even though many of these things were not fully legalized in the 18th century, um, the moment they were created and documented and um, installed and celebrated for decades, it became part of the culture and it became habit and nature during the century. Um, well, not during primarily during the century and decades, but it became first invented um, during the century as uh, a period of celebrating Thanksgiving itself. So it became habit, should I say, in the 19th century. But in the 18th century, it was first um, celebrated as a nation as a whole. America was here um, as a nation as a whole, classified as America in the 18th century. And you can't really classify America as a nation in the 17th century because people were still settling. So foundations of this country was still in play, and it wasn't until the 18th century that the nation really can be considered a nation. So that's why I picked this game specifically because it's set during the 18th century when um, Washington and the government stated Thanksgiving could be celebrated during this period. So I'm playing this. I'm gonna keep it quiet. But first, let me increase the volume. Sometimes I forget.
Used to be when people talked about the end of the world, we locked them up. Or laughed them off. Sometimes both. But we never took them seriously. Maybe we should have. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Better to start at the beginning, with the abduction of Desmond Miles, my son. This boy had no ambition, no direction, no plans for the future. What he did have was a heritage, one he chose to deny. It nearly cost him his life. He was captured and imprisoned. Those who took him believed he could help them find something. The apple. One of several artifacts we call pieces of Eden. Bits of ancient technology scattered across the globe. Some hidden, some found, all of them dangerous. Most are held by a single group, the same group that now had Desmond. You know them as Abstergo Industries. We know them as the Templars, as the enemy. We've been fighting them for thousands of years, even longer if you believe the stories of their origins. I do. After all, I've seen the truth. That's the beauty and the horror of the Animus. A device that allows us to enter and experience the lives of our ancestors. It holds the power to change everything, to show us history the way it really happened. Up until its creation, to the victor went the spoils, went the truth. We're trying to fix that, to free minds and bodies both. But there's only so much that we can do, and the Templars have the upper hand these days. But something larger than the Assassins and Templars is approaching, bigger than all of us. And if we can't find a way to stop it, these next few weeks will probably be our last. Everyone's last. In the end, it all comes down to him. To Desmond. Through the Animus, he discovered his heritage, explored the lives of his ancestors, and uncovered their secrets. When that was done, he trained. He used another ancestor to provide decades of experience in the span of a few days. It worked. We think. We hope. Soon, though, soon we'll know. That ominous date fast approaches, December 21st, 2012. None of us knows what it'll bring, only that this is where they want us to be, when it does. They've been guiding us in their own fractured, frustrating way. These voices from the first civilization, the ones who came before, a precursor race of immense power and uncertain motives. They're the ones who made the pieces of Eden. This is where they've led him, and through him, us. He stands at the entrance to this long-lost place, armed with the knowledge of Altair and the abilities of Ezio. He holds in his hands the apple of Eden, and we stand at his side, ready to support him however we can. His name is Desmond Miles, and he has brought us to the end. We're here. Let's go.
In another moment, down went Alice after it, never once considering how in the world she was to get out again.
I think we're here.
The key. You must find the key.
Son?
Sir.
Here we go again.
Desmond?
Do you hear us?
Yeah. What happened?
The temple triggered a bleeding effect. You collapsed and entered into a fugue state.
So naturally, you dropped me into the Animus instead of, I don't know, making sure I was okay?
You weren't in any danger. Besides, the temple appeared to be communicating with you, and I didn't want to risk severing the connection. At least not until we knew what it wanted.
Right. Of course.
Son,
No, it's fine. I get it. And I know what I'm looking for, by the way. It's a key. Just no idea where it is, though. Guess that's why she triggered the bleeding effect.
She?
Juno, Dad. She's talking to me.
Okay, Desmond. While you were, visiting Constantinople, we picked up a software update for the Animus. I'd like to run a couple of quick tests, make sure there aren't any major issues.
All right. What do you need me to do?
We'll start simple. Walk to the marker over there. Okay, Desmond. Let's practice climbing on these objects. Run your way through this little obstacle course. That's a constraint. These are optional objectives that raise your synchronization rate. All right, Desmond. Follow the on-screen instructions and kill the 2 Templars. All you have to do here is jump the gap. Synchronization levels look good now. We should be able to build the world. Time to find out what the temple wants from you.
Sir. Everything all right, sir?
Yes, fine. I'm just preoccupied, that's all.
Don't forget your invitation. Master Birch will be meeting you inside.
Thank you.
Where shall I retrieve you once you're done?
Front of the Opera House. And be quick about it. Don't expect to be here long.
I'll bring her round at once.
So, so here's the thing. The Animus is very interesting because back in the days when I played this on my friend's PlayStation 4, I completely forgot. It's like it creates the world of the past, but it's not a fictitious world of the past. It's the exact world of the past. In other words, exactly how events played out in the past. It just replicates exactly how events played out in the past from the point of view of the person that was existing during the past. In other words, the Animus seems to record human life and the viewpoint from a human life and pass it from generation to generation. It's like each person, each human being, or at least those who have the capability of the Animus, are living recorders. Their bodies are like living recorders, so what they see and what they smell, what they taste and hear during that time is being visually replicated as those events were happening during those times. That's why a person from the future could go into the past and see things happening in the past, because it's not a replication of the past. It's exactly the past as it happened. No deviation from the actual real past. It's the same past. So it's very strange. It's not like it's a fabricated simulation of it. It's the same past. It's just recorded it and recreated it exactly as the way things happen. So I've always been curious about the Animus. Is that what it's actually doing? Or is it actually transporting you into the past? And you just don't know it, but you're seeing the world through the eyes of the person. Which means if you destroy someone in the past, are you actually reshaping events of the past, but you just don't know it? Whereas if it's not the case, then it's only a fictitious change which doesn't affect anyone except the enemy you're fighting and you. Which is kind of fascinating. Are they really changing the past as they're doing things in the future? Very interesting. I've always wondered about that. I mean, I know, I'll just say for one last say before I play the game. I know that's not what's happening. They're not actually changing the past. But it'd be interesting if they really are. Or maybe they really are and we just don't know it.
Invitation, please. Shall I take your coat, sir?
Ladies and gentlemen, you are requested to kindly find your seats.
You know, I still can't believe men used to wear shit like this on their legs, going all the way up to their knee. I mean, it's not like it was socks or anything that you pull all the way up to your knee. It's like freaking stockings or something. And even if you pull socks all the way up to your knee and walk down the street, that looks weird as hell. Back in the past, they weren't, I guess they weren't too big on criticism, but yeah, they were actually big on criticism, to be honest with you. Very snobbish. Just begs the question, like, how messed up do you have to be to wear stuff like that? It's kind of like the equivalent of how people, you know, wear pants hanging off of their ass. Like, imagine 200, 300 years into the future. Someone sees images, pictures, videos, whatever, recordings of people, of legitimate videos of people walking with their pants hanging off their ass. And people walking around and say, well, why are these people walking with pants hanging off their ass? That makes no sense. You could clearly see their ass. Try explaining that to the future, that a bunch of people like wearing pants hanging off their ass as a style. Because it's a show of bravado or of an institution of one's culture. Or if it's a sense of I don't give a fuckness. Try to explain pants hanging off your ass means I don't give a fuck. You know? It's the same as trying to explain socks going all the way up to your knees, or stockings are going all the way up to your knees as a sign of I don't give a fuck, I'll wear whatever. Like, you look like a bitch. Like, when I see dudes with pants hanging off their ass, but you look like a bitch. It don't matter if you could kill somebody, shoot them, or you could knock somebody out. You still look like a bitch nonetheless. So you're a guy that can knock anybody out or shoot someone, but you look like a bitch nonetheless. You know, it's the truth, and people hate to hear the truth. You're the hardest motherfucker in the room, but the gayest looking motherfucker in the room as well. Bitch fucking made. Tough as nails, but bitch fucking made. How is being a bitch equivalent to being strong at the same time? You can be strong at the same time and be a bitch at the same time. They're two contradictions. That's why dudes back in the past were considered strong, because they wore those things on their legs. Because it was part of manhood. But like, the world of humanity is extremely strange. Extremely strange. Black culture, white culture. To me, people are all bitches once they're wearing queer ass stuff. And not queer in the sense that you're gay, but queer in the sense that you look like a goddamn weirdo doing that stuff. There's two types of queers. The one that's a racial insulting term, and the one that even queers say are queer, which is you look like a fool. Like, so even a gay person would say, man, you look like a moron, because you do look like a moron. It doesn't make sense. You look like a bitch. You know, you could have muscles the size of Mr. T, or look like a bodybuilder like Arnold and knock people out. But you're wearing a big ass chain, you know, with a watch attached to your neck, you know, and you have no mental disabilities for, you know, to say that you don't know what you're doing. It's different than if you have some type of malfunction. you're intelligent enough to know what you're doing, so you're not fully disabled. You're just not completely there. That's why when I see people with pants hanging off their ass, I know they're smart enough to know what they're doing, but I know they're not completely there. No matter if they say that, nah, you're a bitch and you're part of society stuff and this and that. No, people who do stuff like wear fucking stockings on their legs and pants hanging off their ass, they're not completely there. No one could tell me otherwise. Same as when, you know, Asian people, what is it that they do that piss themselves off? Same as when Asian people don't like being classified as one or the other. An Asian man doesn't, Japanese don't like to be classified as Korean. Korean doesn't like to be classified as Chinese. It's the same thing. It's weird, man. Very weird. Stockings on one's leg, pants hanging off ass. Doesn't matter the times or the culture. It's bitch-made stuff, no matter how you look at it. I could never understand those frills that you see back in the days they used to wear around their neck. Gay as shit. Not gay as in you're homosexual. Gay as the homosexual guy would say that it's gay too. It's weird. Dudes hanging with pants hanging off their ass. 300 years from now, 400 years from now, they're gonna be laughing at the people who thought they were hardcore for having their pants hang off their ass. Just like we laugh today at the stuff that they used to wear back in the days. Frills around their neck and stockings for attached to their shoes. People just don't know that they're going to be laughed at in the future yet. That's why I look at them as like, yeah man, you go on with the times. Grab as many bitches as you can. And in 200, 300 years when you're long
Good
gone,
evening, sir.
your
This way,
ancestors,
please.
your own bloodline are going to be making fun of you. Or their descendants. What the hell?
My apologies.
Did this thing freeze?
My apologies.
Oh, it didn't freeze. Okay.
Evening, Hatham.
Reginald?
I can't tell you how happy I was to hear they'd mounted this revival. Gay's best work by far. Have you seen it before?
Once. My father brought me here as a child. Though I remember little of it. I don't suppose tonight will afford me the luxury of a proper viewing either.
No, I'm afraid it won't. On to business then. Do you see him?
And the statesman, because he's so great, thinks his trade as honest as mine. A lawyer is an honest employment, so is mine. Like me, sir, he acts in a double capacity, both against roads and for 'tis but fitting that we should protect.
He's seated in one of the boxes above.
The stairs are watched. We'll need to find another way up.
Word of trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you
I
will
already
put the
have.
matters so as to bring her off.
As the wench is very active and industrious, you may satisfy her that I'll soften the evidence.
Tom Gag, sir, is found guilty.
A lazy dog! When I took him the time before, I told him what it would come to if he did not
1,000
lend his
pardons. So sorry. My apologies.
may venture to book him. For Tom Gag, £40. Let Betty Sly know I'll save her from the transportation, so I can get more by her staying in.
Betty hath brought more goods into our lot here than any five of the gang. And in truth, 'tis a pity to lose so good a customer.
If none of the gang take her off, she may, in the common course of business, live at 12 months longer. I love to let women escape. A good sportsman always lets the end partners fly, because the breed of the game depends on them. Besides, here the law allows us no reward. There's nothing to be got by the death of women, except our wives.
Without dispute, she is a fine woman. 'Twas to her I was obliged for my education. And to say a cold word, she hath trained up more young fellows to the business than the gaming table.
Truly, Filch, thine observation is right. We in the surgeons are more beholden to women than all the professions besides.
Sir, the Black Wall has sent word of trial comes on in the afternoon, and she hopes you will order matters so as to bring on.
As the wench is very active and industrious, you may satisfy her that I'll soften the evidence.
Tom Gag, sir, is found guilty.
A lazy dog! When I took him the time before, I told him what would come to if he did not bend his hand. This is death without reprieve. I may venture to book him. Gag, £40. Let Betty Sly know I'll save her from the transportation, so I can get more by her staying in.
Betty hath brought more goods into our lot here than any five of the gang. And in truth, 'tis a pity to lose so good a customer.
If none of the gang take her off, she may, in the common course of business, live at 12 months longer. I love to let women escape. A good sportsman always lets the end partridges fly, because the breed of the game depends on it. Besides, here the law allows us no reward. There's nothing to be got by the death of women, except our wives.
Without dispute, she is a fine woman. 'Twas to her I was obliged for my education. And to say a bold word, she hath trained up more young fellows to the business than the gaming table.
Truly, Filch, thine observation is right. We in the surgeons are more beholden to women than all the professions besides.
Sir, Black Wall has sent good. 'Tis woman that seduces all mankind. Like her we first were taught our weakling arts. Her very eyes can cheat when those cheats lie. She tricks us of our money with her hearts. This woman that seduces all mankind. Like her we first were taught the weakling arts. Her very eyes can cheat when those cheats lie. She tricks us of our money with our hearts. For like moves my nights, we round for prey, and practice every fraud to drive her shot. Pursuits of love like law are won by pay, and beauty must be feeding to our hearts. For like moves my nights, we round for prey, and practice every fraud to bribe her shot. Pursuits of love like law are won by pay, and beauty must be feeding to our hearts.
But make haste and you get, boy, and let me friends know where I intend. For I love to make them easy, one way or other.
When a gentleman is long kept in suspense, penitence may break his spirit ever after. Besides, certainty gives a man a good air upon his trial, and makes him risk another without fear. But all away, for 'tis a pleasure to be the messenger of comfort to friends in affliction.
But 'tis now
I've got a bit of stage fright.
A little Dutch courage will put a bloom in your cheek.
I ain't a lazy rogue by whom one can get nothing till his hands. a register of the gang. Crook-fingered Jack. A year and a half in the service. Let me see how much the stock owes to his industry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gold watches. And 7 silver ones. A mighty clean-handed fellow. 16 snuff boxes.
Jeremy's really burning up the boards
6
tonight.
dozen of
He's a
handkerchiefs.
marvel.
4 silver Elton swords. Half a dozen of shirts. 3 tie periwigs. And a piece of broadcloth. Considering these are only the fruits of his leisure hours, I don't know a prettier fellow. But no man alive hath a more engaging...
Haytham. You should have come to me. We would have found another way.
Yes. But then you would have known. For what it's worth, I'm sorry.
As am I.
Stateside balcony! Hurry!
Come, please!
Over there! Back to what the
That man there! Seize him!
Whatever has happened?
A man was killed.
I've done no wrong. I searched
Oh
him.
my!
Any weapons?
I beg your pardon, mate. Did you notice anyone suspicious?
They fighting,
Peace, friends! There is no danger!
He can, sir.
We can't get
Peace, friends! There is no danger!
It happened right in that balcony.
What are those men doing in there?
We must leave at once.
There's a killer about.
Peace, friends! There is no danger!
Move! Move!
Imbecile!
Where are you going? I need to get out. Too close in here. I must get some air. Calm now.
And how was the opera?
Rather dull, truth be told.
Shall we be off then?
Aye. To Fleet and Bride.
By your command.
Fascinating. Gentlemen, I hold in my hand a key. And if this book is to be believed, it will open the doors of a storehouse built by those who came before.
Ah, yes. Those who ruled, reigned, and vanished from the world. Do we know what it is that will be held within?
It could contain certain knowledge. Perhaps a weapon, or something as yet unknown, unfathomable in its construction and purpose. It could be any of these things, or none of them. They are still an enigma, these precursors. But of one thing I am certain. Whatever waits behind those doors shall prove a great boon to us all.
Or our enemies, should they find it first.
They won't. You've seen to that.
I assume you know where this storehouse is?
Ah, Mr. Harrison.
Gentlemen,
How fare your calculations?
I believe the site lies somewhere within this region.
That's a lot of ground to cover.
My apologies. Were that I could be more accurate.
That's all right. It suffices for a start. And that is why we've called you here, Master Kenway. We'd like for you to travel to America, locate the storehouse, and take possession of its contents.
I'm yours to command, although a job of this magnitude will require more than just myself.
Of course. Upon this paper are the names of 5 men sympathetic to our cause. Each is also uniquely suited to aid you in your endeavor. With them at your side, you will want for nothing.
Well, then I'd best be on my way.
I knew our faith in you was not misplaced. We've booked you passage to Boston. Your ship leaves at dawn. Go forth, Hatham, and bring honor to us all.
Some fresh air might do me good.
I'll give you that.
Wholesale.
That was actually the first time I played that. I've never played that game before in my entire life. I remember playing Assassin's Creed 3, but I've never once picked up that and played that game. And I won it on the first try. Don't even know that it existed. But apparently it was part of history and it was a game. And I won it on the first try. Lucky me. Had to have been luck.
And then all will be well.
You sure about that?
Of course. Have I ever led you astray?
Nah. Oh, you don't sit right with the others.
Have faith, my friend. You'll see.
Well, well. Seems our esteemed guest has deigned to grace us with his presence. You might want to head back to your quarters. Top deck's no place for tender parnells.
So I thought. And yet here you are.
Fancy yourself a joker, eh? Let's see how funny you find this.
That's enough, Graves.
Stay out of this.
Listen to this, Hector. Thinks he can swagger on up here and declare himself king of the castle.
Please, fellas, call this off. If the captain
To
sees us...
hell with the captain. And to hell with you, Mills. Whose side you on, anyway?
I'm ready to go again if you are.
This is unwise.
Why's that? You think I'm afraid of you?
No. But you should be. Do you yield?
Never! How do you like these odds?
What's the meaning of this?
Captain!
Explain yourself at once, Mr. Kenway.
These thought we were simply passing the time with a bit of sport, Captain.
How about you pass the time by doing your goddamn jobs instead? I wasn't aware I was paying you to loll about. A word, please, Mr. Kenway.
Oh, I nearly forgot. There's your knife back.
I don't care for you, Mr. Kenway. I've had nothing but trouble since you came aboard.
Your problems have nothing to do with me.
I beg your pardon?
You're a poor leader, ill-tempered and cruel, and it's clear your crew has no respect for you.
Look, I don't want to argue. In fact, I need a favor.
Oh, this is rich.
I suspect some of the men intend to mutiny.
Really? What a surprise.
As I cannot trust any of them, I am compelled to turn to you.
And why should I help you?
Because if they do intend to betray, I'm the only hope you have of reaching America alive. Well, what will it be?
If what you say is true, what other choice do I have?
Thank you.
But let me be clear. Should you ever dare to insult or threaten me again, I'll not hesitate but to cut off your head myself. Are we understood? Excellent. Good day.
Mr. Kenway.
Captain?
Whatever they're up to, I believe it's coming to a head.
I'd best get to work.
He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right that you should feast on lamb and wine, whilst we're stuck with tinned fish and biscuits.
Someone needs to have words with him.
Mills tried. Captain turned him away.
Then he must try again, with more force if need be.
You're not having second thoughts, are you?
I know it needs to be done, but...
But what?
I have a wife and 2 daughters. What if it goes wrong?
There's no one aboard doesn't agree with us. The longer we wait, the longer we go without.
He's a shifty fella. Won't hardly take his hat off.
Keep quiet! Here he comes. Make like you're working.
You looking for another fight? That it? Go away.
You there. I have some questions for you.
That's nice, but I ain't got time to gossip. Probably wouldn't have anything useful to share anyway. You want information? Try the cook or the doctor. Everyone's always chatting them up.
Doctor, if you have a moment.
Have you taken ill?
Oh, nothing like that. I was wondering if you'd heard any rumblings of trouble aboard.
What sort of trouble?
Unusual complaints or grievances? Men taking issue with the captain or
You
the
sound
passengers?
just like James. Like I told him, I've been much too busy with my research to notice anything not work-related.
And where might I find James?
The galley's your best bet. Now, if you'll excuse me...
you James?
Aye.
Hatham Kenway. Pleased to meet you.
I know who you are.
I was hoping you could answer some questions.
I figured as much, but not here. Follow me. So, what do you want to know?
Have you seen or heard anything out of the ordinary since we left port? Anything that gives cause for concern?
Some of the men have been gathering at night on the upper deck. I've only caught bits of their conversations, so I couldn't say for certain what they're up to. But I suspect it bodes ill.
Is it a mutiny they're planning?
All I know is they've little love for the captain. Mills has been trying to talk him down, but there's only so much one man can do.
Thank you for the information.
I only wish to see us reach the colonies alive.
Evening, sir.
How are things?
Calm and quiet. Just the way I like it. What brings you topside?
Thought I'd wander a bit. Stretch my legs. That's all.
Take care where you tread. The deck hides all manner of danger in the dark.
What was that? Someone's throwing cargo overboard. But why?
What are you working on?
Lots of different stuff. If you're going into the field, we need a way to keep tabs on you and stay in touch. Hacking into local security systems won't cut it.
Thanks.
For what?
I don't know. Everything. You've sacrificed a lot for me. You and Sean both. I mean, you upgraded the Animus, you helped train me, pulled me out of that coma. You put all that work into the database and helped me solve Clay's puzzles. I know I haven't been the easiest person to work with, and I'm sorry for that. I just want you to know that even if I'm shitty at showing it, I... Yes? Just thought I'd, you know, say hi.
You have more important things to do right now.
Jesus, Dad.
What? What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Hi, son. How are you? What have you been up to?
I know what you've been up to.
Yes? Just thought I'd, you know, say hi.
You have more important things to do right now.
Jesus, Dad.
What? What do you want me to say?
I don't know. Hi, son. How are you? What have you been up to?
I know what you've been up to. Nothing. You wasted away in some shitty apartment with a pointless job, while the rest of us were out there fighting to make a difference.
You are such an asshole. Are you thinking about hitting me again? Because this time, I will hit back.
Would you look at that?
What is it?
If I had to guess, I would say it's a counter. And judging from the iconography, I think it's safe to say when that's emptied, the end begins. Honest answer, please, Desmond. Do you think we're getting out of this alive?
I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty...
Honest answer, please, Desmond. Do you think we're getting out of this alive?
I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty tall order. If the first Civ couldn't save the world, how the hell are we supposed to swing it?
We have some time.
We have less than 2 months. They had decades and a lot more resources. And the worst part is we knew this was coming for, what, hundreds of years?
History repeats, it seems. The first Civ was so busy with their war against us, no one even noticed what was happening. We get advance warning and then fall to fighting with the Templars. Lovely.
Hopefully, whatever's behind that door will make a difference.
And if it doesn't, well, at least we tried.
a shifty fella. Won't hardly take his hat off. Keeps his face hidden too, so we can't see him watching.
Quiet! Here he comes. He's cut our rations again. Claims we're not provisioned for such luxuries.
It's not right that he should feast on lamb and wine, whilst we're stuck with tinned fish and biscuits.
Someone needs to have words with him.
Mill's fine. Captain turned him away.
Then he must try again. With...
Curious. Most curious.
Any news?
Each night it's the same. I scout one area, and they drop the painted barrels from another. I'm going to need to recruit an extra pair of eyes. Maybe James or Mills.
Why are they doing this?
Near as I can tell, the barrels serve as markers. They're leaving a trail. My fear is it's only a matter of time before whoever's following it...
Ship sighted aft! She's making ready to fire!
Beat to quarters, men! Ready them! Brace! Everybody down! A warning shot! Seems they don't mean to sink us, but board us instead! Man the cannons! Make ready to fight! I want you below decks.
Why? Let me help you secure the ship.
Do you know how to rig a sail? To load a cannon? To wage war at sea? I didn't think so. Now return to your cabin, or do I need to have you escorted? Secure the hatch!
Haytham. Have you been topside? A ship's appeared and means to board us. It's strange. There's no sign of mutiny aboard. Doesn't make sense.
Ah, but it does.
What do you mean?
Did you think you could escape from London so easily after what you did at the opera? That we wouldn't notice? That we wouldn't follow?
Ah. So that's what this is about.
Surrender, and I will see that you are treated with honor.
If you wish to treat me with honor, give me a sword.
Are you sure this is how you want to play it?
told you to stay below decks.
I did as you asked. Only Mills was there waiting for me. He's the one that drew that ship here. There was no mutiny, only him.
What do they want?
Me.
Then they can have you.
Is that so?
They'll catch us anyway. There's nothing to be done.
I can think of something.
You wish us to sail into the storm?
It's our only chance.
I won't do it.
Then I will.
All right, all right. We need those ropes secured! I told you this was madness.
Calm yourself. I'll fix your sail for you.
We need more speed! Loose the sails! Paint them! You take the foremast! James! To the mainmast with you!
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Make ready for our arrival, men!
Arrival? I see no land, only this interminable fog.
The gulls tell us all we need to know. Climb into the crow's nest and you'll see.
Let's just get back to work, okay?
What are you working on?
Lots of different stuff. If you're going into the field, we need a way to keep tabs on you and stay in touch. Hacking into local security systems won't cut it.
Thanks.
For what?
I don't know.
Back to work I go. You should consider doing the same.
Master Kenway! Master Kenway!
Yes, may I help you?
Charles Lee, sir. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. I've been asked to introduce you to the city, help you settle in. Oh, no need, sir. I've arranged for your bags to be delivered to the inn.
Are you by any chance John and Isabella's son?
One and the same.
Your commission is with Edward Braddock, is it not?
Aye. But he's yet to reach America, and I figured I might... Well, at least until he arrives, I thought...
Yes? Out with it.
Forgive me, sir. I had hoped that I might study under you. If I am to serve the Order, I can imagine no better mentor than yourself.
Kind of you to say, but I think you overestimate me.
Hello,
Impossible, sir. This way.
Bloody hell! Thief! Someone stop him!
Boston's quite a lively city.
There's all manner of things to see and do. Once you've settled in, I suggest you take some time to walk the streets. Who knows what opportunities you might discover.
Hold a moment. I need to fetch a few things before we get to work.
I'll arrange for horses while you do that.
So I'm gonna stop it here, and I'm gonna continue this not tomorrow, but I'm gonna continue this on either Thursday or Friday. It'll probably be Friday, if not Friday. It'll be continued on Thursday. So either one or the other, but tomorrow I have to spend most of my time doing something else. So I'm going to see, maybe I could get a little extra 15 minutes here. But I'm pretty much done for now.
Get back here with that, you rogue! Damn sprigs. This accursed city will be the death of me.
You seem troubled, friend.
That's because I am. Greatly so, in fact.
What's happened?
I was robbed. The old Balkan file. Though I've managed to restore what's mine, I fear it's ruined.
You mean the book?
This is no ordinary book. It's an almanac. The first I ever wrote. Benjamin Franklin, pleased to meet you.
Hatham Kenway.
You must be new to Boston.
Why do you say that?
You're still possessed of virtue. To stop and help an old lout like myself. I don't mean to impose, but you seem a spry fellow. Should you happen to find my missing pages, I'll reward you.
Look, I'm not sure if I've...
It's all right, all right. If you have the time, hurrah! If not, no harm done. The thing is useless in its current state anyway. But should you somehow manage to restore it, you'll find me inside that general store over there.
Well, that was interesting.